Game 2 is underway. Map's going to be Ohana.
Yes, indeed. CrazymovING is our teal Zerg, spawning on the left top side of this map, and MTW, DIMAGA, is our red Zerg. Of course, representing Ukraine, and MTW spawning in the right bottom side of Ohana. And you know, this misclick thing where, like yesterday, I was streaming a little bit, and at this one game against the Terran, I really didn't have a good start because I was very confused. And then I had one Colossus, and I moved out. And he had a bio army, and I had a lot of zealots. And then, like, he just clicked on my Colossus, and I actually saw it coming, so I moved the Colossus back. And all his bio just kept running through my zealots, and my zealots sliced through everything. Well, if he would have microed, that would have been a very close fight, or I would have probably lost. And then he's like, "Oh my God, you're so lucky, I misclicked." It's like, no, you just wanted the Colossus, man. Just admit it. I love it when that happens.
Oh man.
You never have that, Ben?
No,
you don't, because you're just an A mover.
Me that does the misclicking.
Yeah, Ben is the king of A moves.
Play Zerg, man.
Why is this not working?
So, looks like this time we might see hatch first out of both sides. Both players at 14 supply, not taking any gases just yet. Which is cool. Macro games are fun. ZVZ macro games are crazy. And DIMAGA's quite good at them.
Them Roach Wars, man. Roach Infestor.
DIMAGA's had good ZVZ for as long as I can remember. I really don't think there was ever a phase in the life of Starcraft II when DIMAGA's ZVZ was bad. Like even when in every other part of the game he was having less success, his ZVZ was still top notch. Which I think says a lot about him as a player.
Yeah, I mean sometimes you just feel a matchup, and I guess it's often a mental thing as well. If you just do not go in with the mental state of, oh, I really don't like this matchup, it's going to be hard to get good at it. I think that DIMAGA never really disliked ZVZ. He might have had like times where he felt the matchup might have been perhaps a little bit boring, but he's never actually been really vocal about it, saying like, oh, he doesn't enjoy playing ZVZ, or that he feels that it's random. I feel that he's always been searching for new opportunities to play differently, and I think that pays off.
Both players going to follow up their hatch first with some gases and some spawning pools. CrazymovING got his gas before pool, so he'll have speed first. DIMAGA going pool and then extractor, so that'll be a little bit delayed. I'm really eager to see exactly how the mid games look for each of these guys. Hatch first versus hatch first is always a very dynamic matchup because there's always the threat of just mass laying. Because there's so much larva at either player's disposal, and if you overdrone even a little bit, it can just the game could just end. Yeah.
So do you think that both players are at least going to get the safety baneling nest?
Yeah, I think so. I do think so.
I think so too, Ben. DIMAGA is going to have a good view in the Overlord. Ben, how much did the Overlord speed change for you regarding scouting? Like right now, normally when you like would almost be able to reach a Zerg hatch, now you can just actually like plant your Overlord a little bit over the hatch. And did it change a lot for you?
It's really funny because when you look at the two Overlords side by side, the slow one and the new faster one, it doesn't look like a big difference.
No, it's huge.
But it is a huge difference when you take into account the time it takes to cross an entire map, and you get to see so much more. It's not as big of a change, I think, in ZVZ as it is in other matchups, because there's just, well, okay, I shouldn't say that, because there's a lot of really crazy things that can happen in ZVZ, but it's definitely made a big difference on where you can send those first Overlords. We can see DIMAGA's first Overlord able to make it all the way back behind the natural, but it looks like these Queens have range. He's going to lose it anyway. That's an unfortunate surprise.
Ooh, he's going to lose. Wow. That's really strange. I didn't actually know that. Did you know that?
I didn't know that either. It looked pretty safe back there to me.
Yeah, it looked very safe to me. CrazymovING is going to try to get a sneak peek in. DIMAGA's main base is going to run by with 4 slow Zerglings.
Yeah, they're not going to be slowlings for long, though. Speed's about to finish, and
15
this
seconds.
is a bit scary. DIMAGA is only droning, Kevin. This is the same thing we were just discussing.
So many Zerglings on the way back for CrazymovING.
If you overdrone even a little bit, you can just lose to mass speedling, and I think this could be what we see. CrazymovING has a huge wave of lings coming, and he can see just how much DIMAGA has droned.
Let's take a look at DIMAGA's point of view, Ben. He has the Overlord over there. He should be able to see it right now. He's probably just watching at the minimap. He immediately makes a lot of Zerglings, so I do think that DIMAGA is aware of what is coming, but is he going to have enough time to respawn properly?
His Queens on the ramp, but that Spine Crawler is not going to finish. Oh no, Kev, I think this game might just end. DIMAGA forced to pull drones, has to micro a little bit. His own lings are stuck behind the Queens. That's really unfortunate. That Spine Crawler will finish.
One fresh field's going down. He still has the wall up though. Now actually CrazymovING is forced to split up his Zerglings. I think this might have actually been a hold for DIMAGA.
Is it really possible? Okay, so the Spine Crawler goes down. Queens need to stay on that ramp though. What does the units tab show us? It shows us 25 links for crazy moving. Oh, Dima.
Don't end up losing all those links. DIMAGA just lost 7, 8 links.
And he's off the ramp, and he's not going to be able to get back in time, Kev. He's not even bringing his queen.
But he has the Overlord there. He has quite a few Zerglings right now in his own natural.
Okay. Okay. It's still crazy moving. Has twice as many lings, though. And DIMAGA has got to be so careful. He is getting the... no, he's getting an Evo Chamber. No Baneling Nest.
And he's already attacking Ben, so he's getting a Roach War now as well, so perhaps just a quick Roach speed push. Speed Roach push.
Oh, Crazy Moving has so many Zerglings. DIMAGA, man, he is really playing with fire. Now he sees the ling numbers, and he sees it with enough time to react. Makes 18 Zerglings immediately, so he might be okay. But look how fast Speedlings cross the map. DIMAGA started him in Crazy Moving's natural, and they're still not out by the time that he's already back in his own natural.
But still, I guess they will. Ooh, DIMAGA, where's that other queen, man? Ah, there's a lot of Zerglings spawning right now, and I guess with this Spine Crawler, he's going to be okay. DIMAGA needs to hold this one more time, and then he's going to be more than fine.
Oh man, the Spine Crawler just adding so much, but Crazy Moving might have a few units too many. More reinforcements streaming in. Spine Crawler falls. How many lings are left? It's 28 lings for Crazy Moving and 0 for DIMAGA.
DIMAGA is going to try to produce roaches right now, but I don't think that's the best decision, man, because he's going to end up losing this queen as well. More Zerglings are about to pop for DIMAGA, but Crazy Moving has an overwhelming amount of units.
Oh, GG from DIMAGA. Crazy Moving's going to win 2-0.
Wow, that was such a good hold by Dima.
Yeah, but he was being so greedy. He was really cheating, Kev. DIMAGA cut every corner that you could possibly cut, and it cost him in the first fight in that he lost some queens, and it cost him ultimately in that he lost the game. But we talked about the safety Baneling Nest.
Yeah, I mentioned
3 Banelings changed the entire landscape of that game. DIMAGA.
Yeah, it's quite surprising, man. We were both wrong in this best of 3.
Yeah, it's not a good day for me. I'm
Ben is
0-2
already.
already.
Not bad.
So I need to close some ground somewhere. That 72% win rate is slipping away from me.
Yeah, a really interesting best of 3 and a crazy one. I felt that in both games, DIMAGA was starting to stabilize and had... I mean, this first push was really scary from Crazy Moving, but I love Dima's hold. It was indeed a little bit unfortunate that the links were behind the queens on the high ground, but I guess that he couldn't really switch, because if he would have wanted to switch it, there's a chance that Crazy Moving his links just stream up the streams up the ramp.
It's really, really difficult. And that's the situation where even if you do want to switch, it's hard for the queen to move because there's stuff behind it blocking, and often if you tell her to move, you just end up with one queen moving, Zerglings moving, and nothing actually fighting.
Exactly.
So you lose the damage and you gain nothing.
But like, he stabilized, he had it all, and he even still had that one Spine Crawler. If he would have just been a little bit less greedy, he should have known that his economy was more than good enough, and he didn't have to go roaches immediately. And all that he had to do was really just survive one more wave. I guess that's what he tried to achieve by scouting all the way to the other side of the map, and seeing like, okay, do I have to be worried about something else? And then suddenly he saw that swarm of Zerglings, and he's like, okay, I have to produce Zerglings again. But as you said, they cross the map so quick. I'm just a little bit
sad because like we said from the get-go, hatch first versus hatch first, you have to account for the threat of that mass ling style. It's so common.
The Rotty style.
So common, in fact, that a year ago, when I had DIMAGA on my show talking about ZVZ, I brought him on as a ZVZ specialist. He taught me the hatch first mass speedling all in. That's the build he showed me. He's like, you do this build, you win all the time. And I did for like 2 months. I never lost ZVZ.
No, that's how I used to play ZVZ as well.
It's very good, and to go into the match knowing that and to not really account for that, it hurts my heart.
Well, it's kind of like how 4-gate starts to get out of fashion in PvP, that people prepare for almost everything right now besides 4-gate, because hey, like who 4-gates? There are so many ways to defend 4-gate right now that you don't really take it into your consideration anymore. Yeah,
but like you say in PvP, your build is not viable if it can't defend 4-gate.
That's true.
So same thing applies here.